Hello. Good day, students. Nice to have you back on my class. How have you been? Hope you've had a wonderful time. Okay, last week we looked at the simple interest and the introductory part of the compound interest. But today we are going to be focusing on the compound interest properly. But before we continue, let's take a quick review of what we studied in our last class. We said the simple interest is usually calculated on a fixed amount, that is the principal, as the interest increases per annum. But the compound interest, the amount is always changing. It's not fixed, as the interest is being calculated per annum. But today, under the compound interest, we're going to be looking at inflation, depreciation, and also repayment. Let us start with repayment. What is repayment? Repayment is with paying back the money you borrowed, which happens to be the principal, with interest. If we pay back the amount over the years, as you pay, over the years, and when that is being done, and gradually, because you have to be paying it depending on your agreement, the principal reduces. Now, let's see an example. Example 1. A man borrows 900,000 naira at 8% per annum compound interest. He pays 92,000 naira at the end of each year. How much does he still owe at the end of 3 years? Now, solution. The procedure is simple. Since the man pays 92,000 naira per annum, you follow this step gradually. Calculate the amount with interest added to each year. After calculating the amount, add the interest, then subtract the repayment. Carry this amount to the next year. Now, for the first year, the principal is 900,000. The rate is 8%. Now, the calculation for the first year is as this. Principal is equal to 900,000, rate equal to 8%, and the interest becomes 8 over 100, as usual, times 900,000 naira. The 100 divided 900,000 gives you 9,000, and times the 8 amounts to 97,000 naira. Now the amount becomes the principal P plus interest, as usual. P plus interest, and that gives us 900,000 naira plus 72,000 naira, and that amounts to 972,000 naira. Remember, the man pays 92,000 naira after the interest has been calculated. So after you have calculated interest, you have found the amount. The repayment becomes the 972,000 naira minus the 92,000 naira he has agreed to be paying per annum. and that gives us 880,000 naira. As simple as that. Now, I hope you got it. Let's go to the second year. We'll have to do it up to the third year. Then we'll now know how much is remaining for the man to pay. Second year, the principal is now 880,000 naira. The rate remains 8%, and the payment per annum is still 92,000 naira. As usual, you calculate the interest, which is 8 over 100 times 880,000 naira. You know, the 100 goes into 880,000, remains 8,800, then times the 8 gives you 70,400 naira. The next step is to calculate the amount, which is principal plus interest. Don't always forget that. Principal plus interest. So the 880,000 naira is our principal for year 2 plus the 70,400 gives us 950,400 naira. Simple as that. So the repayment now will be 950,000, which is the new amount for this second year, minus 950,400, sorry, minus the 92,000 naira, and that gives us 858,000 naira. Okay, 858,000 naira. Now, for the third year, the principal is now 858,400 naira, and the rate still remains 8%. The payment is still 92,000 naira. So the interest is 8 over 100 times the 858,400 naira. The 100 goes into the 858,400, remains 8,584 naira times 8, and that gives us 68,672 naira as our interest. So the amount, as usual, becomes the principal plus the interest. Principal plus the interest. So you have 858,400 naira plus 68,672 naira, amounting to 927,072 naira. So the repayment, as usual, is to subtract the 92,000 naira from that amount. So 927,072 naira minus 92,000 naira. 92,000 naira. Sorry. 92,000 naira gives us 835,072 naira. Therefore, the total amount owed after 3 years is 835,072 naira. You can see that the repayment is usually done per annum, and at the end of the period, you can now, see that the man still owes 835,072 naira. Let's go to depreciation. Depreciation is the loss in the value, the loss, take note, the loss in the value of an item, the loss in the value of an item. It is usually given as a percentage of the item's value at the beginning of the year. That is depreciation, usually in percentage. Example 2. Let's take an example. A television set costing 50,000 naira depreciates by 25% at the end of its first year and by 20% at the end of its second year. Find its value after 2 years. So we're going to be doing the calculations for 2 years. As usual, usually broken down to first year, second year, depending on the number of years you are given. So let's go to the first year. The value of the television set is 50,000 naira for the first year declared. Then the depreciation is 25% depreciation, which is 25 over 100 times the 50,000 naira. The 100 dividing 50,000 gives you 500. The 500 times 25 is 12,500 naira. Therefore, value of the television set is the 50,000 naira minus the 12,500 naira, and that gives us 37,500 naira. You can see so for the first year now, at the end of the year, the television set has depreciated to 37,500 naira. This is not taken to the next year for calculation. Second year, value of television set is now 37,500 naira. 20% depreciation is equal to 20 over 100 times 37,500 naira. The 100 cancelling out into 37,500 gives you 375. 375 times 20, and that gives us 7,500. So the value of television set is 37,500 minus the 7,500, and that gives us 30,000 naira. Therefore, you can see that the television set has depreciated in value. So at the end of the 2 years, the television set costs 30,000 naira. Now let's talk about inflation. Inflation is the persistent, take note, persistent rise in the prices of items, resulting in the loss in the value of money. Loss in the value of money, not item this time around. It is usually calculated as the percentage increase in the cost of buying items from 1 year to the next.